I've been walking around with 0 bitches. I don't got no misses, bitches tell me mind your business. Had to switch it up, don't give no fucks about your mistress. Gotta tell
I'm high as hell, I only took a half a pill. I'm on some dumb shit. By the way, what he say?
But I'm still calling the cops. Good, because you should be arrested for showing yourself in that ratty old house dress. Now run home, Wonder Bread, and take your ugly dog too. This ain't the yellow brick road, bitch.
Yo, why does it feel like I'm part of the oldest generation of trans people? I'm 23! Like, I feel like I'm constantly being a trailblazer, creating my own representation for myself, because literally I never see anybody else older than me who's also trans and a POC. Like, I shouldn't be feeling this way, right? Like, I'm only 23 years old, but I constantly feel like I have to make my own representation, and there's nobody else before me.
I am quantum physics. My witness brings me to existence. I wish I could be a girl. That way you wish I could be your girlfriend, boyfriend. I never felt so alone. Felt so alone enough.
I thought you were my new best friend.
All my life, I've really liked syrup. I just liked eating waffles all day.
Have you ever had bacon and syrup?
I'm not finished.
But
I always liked making waffles, so I was like, hey, it's a different way to make these and stuff, so let's get started.
Well, grab
First
the
off,
toaster.
oh my God, can you let me do what I need to do? Now, oh my God, what the fuck, what? What?
I cry, I pray, mon Dieu. I cry, I pray, mon Dieu. I cry, I pray, mon Dieu. Squeeze her, don't tease her, never leave her. Got man, man.
All the leaves are brown,
Leaves are brown.
and the sky is gray.
All the leaves are brown.
I've been for a walk.
The leaves are brown.
Sorry, but I'm number one.
Recently, I've been seeing a lot of videos about Dylan Mulvaney on my For You page, mostly from other trans creators talking about how her content isn't necessarily representative of all trans people, specifically trans people of color and low-income trans people, and while all of that is valid, I'm here with a slightly different perspective because I just want to talk about how much they've inspired me and how much she's changed my life as a young trans person of color. Even more so than my sexuality, I think coming to terms with my transness has been the most difficult thing I've had to do in my life, and I still really haven't come to terms with it. It's something that I don't talk about very openly to people I'm not incredibly close with. It's one of those things where I wouldn't even feel comfortable correcting somebody if they misgendered me. When I first came out as non-binary, I actually insisted that I was still cis, and to this day, the word trans coming out of my mouth has such a weird feeling to it when it comes to being a descriptor of me, even though I know that that's a term I feel comfortable with myself using. And I think it's because I've never had a trans role model before. I've seen so many open and proud queer figures in media, and my queer friends were some of my biggest inspirations when I was questioning my sexuality. But before I came out as non-binary, I had never seen an open trans person discuss their gender or be proud of their transness, and that was terrifying. I think I came out about a year and a half ago, and I discovered Dylan's page maybe 2 months ago, and within those 2 months, my progress with coming to terms with my transness and gender has been exponential. Even now, my perception of transness has mostly been centered around struggle. I and the other trans people I know feel bogged down by presentation and exploring our identities and being misgendered. And I think Dylan's page might be the first time I've ever seen trans joy expressed in front of me. Even when she's talking about the most intimate aspects of her journey, like the hatred she's receiving and her dysphoria, she has such a positive outlook, and it challenges everything I thought I knew about transness and my own experience. But above all, I don't think I've ever seen someone with so much joy around their transness and so much compassion for their audience. And it just makes me realize that no matter how insecure you may be feeling, you're still allowed to be proud.
Shout out to all the Latinas, the goth ones, the cowboy boot wearing ones, the crazy ones. I don't care. I see a Latina bitch with white or black toes, and I start acting like a damn dog.
I'm proud to be a man on a day like this.
True that I saw her hair like the branch of a tree, willow dancing on air before covering me under cotton and...
Do the wires in your mind get sewn together, rubbed and severed by the heat? You don't know how long I can stare into your picture and wish that it was me.
I know it's a lot, the hair, the bod, when you're staring at a demigod. What can I say except you're welcome?
This is my voice 1 day on T. This is my voice 1 month on T.
This is my voice 2 months on T. This is my voice 3 months on T. This is my voice 4 months on T. This is my voice 5 months on T. This is my voice 6 months on T. This is my voice 7 months on T. This is my voice 8 months on T. This is my voice 9 months on T. This is my voice 10 months on T. This is my voice 11 months on T. This is my voice 1 year on T. Woo!
The following are hot takes that I have that no one asked for, but I'ma say regardless. Trans person of color edition. If you believe someone's genitalia dictates their gender identity, you're transphobic. If you misgender a non-binary person after they've already told you their gender identity multiple times, you're transphobic. If you refuse to use gender-inclusive language because you don't want to include trans and non-binary people, you're transphobic. At the Latinx community who gets so upset when we add an E or an X at the end of the word I just mentioned because they don't want to use gender inclusive language or they can't understand. It's transphobic to want the non-binary community to pick a gender within the binary. Doesn't work that way. That's transphobic.
And I guess I'll just miss her, even though she isn't even really gone. Things are just different.
Us girls, we are so magical. Soft skin, red lips, so kissable. Hard to resist, so touchable. Too good to deny it.
Alright, y'all, I have some pretty exciting news. I think today, for a moment, I might have actually passed for a guy. To be fair, I didn't open my mouth, but I did walk into a room, right? And these two women looked at me like I was an intruder. So, as a trans dude of color, that felt super validating.
Does anyone remember All Lives Matter? The phrase that was always used to counter literally all and everything BLM related? Because I find it very, very interesting that if all lives matter to you, why are you attacking trans lives? Because by list, you want to ban gender affirming healthcare. You want to ban us from getting surgery. You want to ban us from literally going to the bathroom. They want to ban us from sports. You want to ban us from going out in public. And worst of all, they want to eradicate us word for word. But no. All lives matter. Right? Short answer, no.
First time at the pool post op. Best time ever.
I'm like a raccoon in the garage.
Hey, one time for the one time, come with me real quick. So what I'm gonna say doesn't directly have to do with the creator who I stitched, but you know, no harm to them. You know, it was a funny video, right? But what I wanted to say is there is a distinct difference in the way that people who are like this and who are like this navigate transness, right? And I feel like some people have talked about it before, but let's do this one more time. Being gender non-conforming, being trans, being specifically trans masc in my case, there was something about me being trans masc and black in which I will never navigate the world referring to myself as a rat man or a raccoon because my people have been dehumanized and seen as savages for hundreds of years. And that's just not the same for trans masc people who are
Heard you got the goods, go ahead, show 'em off. Take a picture quick, send it to my phone. Dimple in your cheek, white, good, just sign a zone. Don't know where you been hiding from it so long. Prodigy rock.
We found a spider in the house. You freaked and you jumped up onto the couch. Since I was close and able, I jumped up on the coffee table. You said you should kill that. I said no, fuck that. You said come on, be a man. What? You're a total anti-sexist, a patriarchy fighter, but your whole worldview collapses the moment there's a spider. Cool, I get it, this is the real you. It's a pleasure, nice to meet you. Shit like this brings the movement down. Everyone's a feminist until there is a spider around. Fight.